Hello, welcome everyone to our second year of Miss Chinese Boston Coronation Ceremony. My name is Esther Lee, the President of Chinese American Heritage Foundation. CAHF mission is to promote the recognition, appreciation, and celebration of the historical contribution made to the United States by citizens of Chinese heritage. We want to make sure our precious history are not lost through the weather of time, but shared with our future generations. To broaden our mission, 2 years ago, we decided to hold our first Miss Chinese Boston. The mission is to develop goodwill ambassador for our local and national Chinese American communities by guiding young women through a personal, professional, and cultural development program that encourage a showcase of oneself in her best light. Participants are given the opportunities to contribute to her community with a platform of her choice, earn funds towards higher education, and participate in professional development opportunities. Under the mentorship of key Boston community leaders, Miss Chinese Boston will experience an accelerated rate of personal and professional growth, becoming a respected public figure herself. And I want to sincerely thank our Miss Chinese Boston Program Director Leanna Lui and Program Manager Zhong for their dedicated and support. Even though they live in California and West Coast, they remotely work diligently to help each of our MCB to prepare to compete in the Chinatown Miss USA Pageant competitions. And they really have the faith and pride when they were competing. And this year, we're excited to have C.A.C.A, which is Chinese American Citizen Alliance Boston, hosting this ceremony with us. So CAHF and C.A.C.A Boston will also co-sponsor our 2022 Miss Chinatown Boston, Angela Zhong, to compete at the 2023 Miss Chinatown USA in February in San Francisco. Let me now invite C.A.C.A Boston President Wilson Lee to say a few words.
Thank you, Madam President. The Chinese American Citizen Alliance was started in San Francisco in 1895. The original name was the Native Sons of the Golden State. The reason it was started was because of the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. So C.A.C.A actually is the third oldest civil rights organization in the United States. The first one being the National Association for the Hearing Impaired, and the second one being the National Rifle Association. So to put it in perspective, the NAACP actually was started in 1909, almost 25 years after C.A.C.A. So the Boston chapter of C.A.C.A was started in April of 1927, and it was disbanded after World War II. And the reason for that was because many of our Chinese Americans served in the U.S. military during World War II. And they were able to gain a lot more respect and appreciation for their service. And Esther and I were asked, Esther's my wife by the way, Esther and I were invited by C.A.C.A National to re-charter the Boston Lodge, which we did in 12/13/14. So December 13th, 2014. So we're coming up on our 8th anniversary next month, a month and a half. So we're incredible. So for those of you that don't know about C.A.C.A, please check out our website, and I will end my long talk here. But I'm happy to meet with you guys after dinner or during dinner, and we can chat some more. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming. We're really excited to have everyone here tonight. So we're really happy to invite the 2020 Miss Chinatown USA, Lauren Yang, and we're friends with her sister Karen, right? And did we see Karen's pageant in Houston? Not sure. I think so. So we actually, C.A.C.A has 19, actually now it's 20. We have 20 chapters all across the country. And each of them have a signature project. The Houston C.A.C.A actually has been sponsoring the Miss Chinatown Houston for like, what, 30 years, 40 years? It's been over 50 years, oh my goodness, 50 years, wow, older than me. But anyway, so Esther and I actually had the opportunity to go visit Houston and actually witness a couple of their contests. And they're really, really well professionally run. I mean, we couldn't believe it. It was like, wow, you know. So we're all really happy that Lauren's here. She's a graduating senior at Harvard, so she was only here for a few more months. So without further ado, the 2020 Miss Chinatown USA, Lauren Yang. Hey.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and congratulations to the Chinese American Heritage Foundation and the C.A.C.A. for hosting such a wonderful dinner. Like Wilson said, my name is Lauren Yang, and I was Miss Chinatown USA 2020 and Miss Chinatown Houston 2019. So the USA pageant actually stopped for a couple of years over the pandemic, so the one that just happened in 2022 is the most recent one. I just wanted to share a little bit about the Miss Chinatown experience, and I know Vanessa will share a lot more. But the Miss Chinatown experience is quite unparalleled. It was a space to learn more about Chinese American heritage, to celebrate tradition, and I think most importantly, to advocate in the current day for representation and equity. I learned to carry myself with more confidence, was surrounded by inspiring, compassionate, and driven young women, who I now call my sisters, and was given so many opportunities that pushed me to reflect on my cultural and gender identities. This is truly such a powerful personal and communal experience in growing and sharing and serving with others, and I'm so excited for Angela to experience it all. With that, I would love to introduce an extremely accomplished and lovely young woman for her farewell remarks, Vanessa Guo, Miss Chinatown USA 3rd Princess 2022 and Miss Chinese Boston 2021.
Can everyone hear me? Hello, hello. Thank you, Lauren. 1 year ago, I got this amazing opportunity to represent Boston to compete in Miss Chinatown USA. It's incredible how fast this year has been since it carried on the title Miss Chinese Boston. This past year has been a great ride, a journey of humble learning on the history of Chinese communities in the US, the perfection of cultural identities, and getting inspired to be a better leader in both professional and community settings. Before I sign off and pass down this beautiful legacy of Miss Chinese Boston to our next queen, Angela, here are a few acknowledgements I would like to make, all of whom have been incredible supporters that help me fulfill my journey. Chinese American Heritage Foundation. Thank you for choosing me to represent Boston to compete in Miss Chinatown USA. Uncle Wilson and Auntie Esther are always my strongest supporters throughout this preparation process. I loved all the insightful conversations we had on Chinese American history and still felt extremely warm from their deep support. Liana and Down, thank you for the mentorship and guidance as we work together to prepare for Miss Chinatown USA. I remember all the deep conversations we had on women empowerment and leadership. You're both like my sisters. From the makeup session of putting fake eyelashes on, for those of you who doesn't know what fake eyelashes is basically a makeup that make your eyelash looks incredibly long. To pseudo sessions of practicing talents, to coaching sessions on presentation skills and leadership. You really go out of your way to prepare me to shine on the stage. My 11 fellow pageant sisters, I missed all of our boba trips, TikTok videos, early morning rehearsals, and late night gym times. Getting to know each one of you during Miss Chinatown USA has been an incredible inspiration for me, and I have no doubt that you all will become the best leaders and role models in your field of communities. To all the mentors, volunteers, escorts within our broader Miss Chinatown USA community, thank you for your selflessness support to put all the programs together and hence we have this opportunity to celebrate our Chinese culture. This is a great inspiration for the overall community. My parents and friends, thank you for all the mental support. You're my best cheerleaders. I would not have done this without any one of you. My year of service as Miss Chinese Boston has come to an end, but I will continue to serve as a goodwill ambassador and strive to be a better leader both professionally and culturally within our community. Holding community events that help connect local entrepreneurs and company-related events that continue to raise awareness of culture and diversity of Asians will be two of my main focuses as I continue my journey. Angela, best wishes for you as you take on the crown of Miss Chinese Boston and compete in Miss Chinatown, USA. You have a great support system rooting for you, and I couldn't wait to see you shining on stage. As next, I will give a little intro of our next queen, Angela Zhong. She is a first-gen Asian American Harvard sophomore. She's studying economics with a secondary in environmental science, public policy, and a citation in Mandarin. On campus, she previously served as her school's first ever Minister for Climate and Sustainability on the undergrad Council Executive Cabinet. Angela is passionate about youth climate advocacy and was fortunate enough to represent youth at US Institute of Peace Conference, Rotary World Peace Conference, ECOSOC Youth Conference, EarthX 2022, Stockholm Plus 50, C40 Cities Summit, and many more. She recently finished an internship for the UN Capital Development Fund and enjoys figure skating in her free time. Now, let's welcome our new Miss Chinese Boston 2022, Angela Zhong.
Pictures.
Smile.
Okay, so now I think we'll have our Miss Chinese Boston 2022 give us a short speech.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So hi everyone, 大家好. I hope you're having a good evening. Thank you so much for turning out. My name is Angela Zhong, and I'm super excited to represent Boston during this incredible journey following Vanessa. And during my year as Miss Chinese Boston, I'm super excited also to share passions about figure skating and climate action, especially in the Boston Chinatown community. And also, as Vanessa mentioned, none of this could be possible without the Chinese American Heritage Foundation, as well as the Chinese American Citizens Alliance. So please check them out to give them some support during this giving season. And that would mean the world to me. But yeah, so all of this really could not have been possible without their support, especially with Auntie Esther and Uncle Wilson. And I'm so excited for everything to come. So without further ado, thank you again, and please enjoy the rest of your meal.
she is definitely showing my age by saying that I was Miss Commonwealth 1994, and back then they actually made us do swimsuit competitions, so I'm glad that has ended. But I am so honored, and I hope you guys understand the magnitude of District Attorney Mary Ann Ryan being here with us today. She was, for a long time, the only female district attorney in all of Massachusetts. And she actually broke the glass ceilings, paving the way. She runs the largest state county in terms of handling prosecuting all of the crimes that occur in Middlesex County. It is not an easy job. She runs and handles all of the things that occur in 54 towns and cities. And within that jurisdiction is 26 colleges and universities spread across urban, suburban, and rural areas. So some of you, if you guys do something and you get in trouble, you're going to see District Attorney Ryan. So I would ask that you guys all be on your best behavior. But what is most powerful about her and her presence here today is because of her, we were able to elect other women to serve as district attorneys in spaces that were traditionally seen as male-only and male-dominated. And so for women, it is always someone that has to come before you for you to have opportunities, and I just am so honored that she took the time out of her schedule to come here and to share you know, what her journey was with each of you. So District Attorney Mary Ann Ryan.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm so very happy to be here. And for those of you who don't know, this is really like family for me. Esther and Wilson, their kids and my kids grew up going to elementary school together. And so we know how important it is for kids really to have a vision, to have a plan, and most importantly, to have the help they need to be able to achieve the dreams they have. And, you know, that's something we always have to be thinking about. You know, Linda was nice enough to talk about the fact that I spent a lot of years being the only female DA in Massachusetts. And having a woman at the table, and every woman in this room knows this, makes a difference. When you're making decisions about people's lives, when you're making decisions, as we often are, about young people, there is something that women bring to that conversation that really can help to change the focus. But we have to be vigilant, because sometimes we think, and especially right now, we're in a wonderful place. We're about to elect our first woman governor. This is something amazing, and we've been teasing them a lot about it. Assuming that all goes as it should next week in the election, in the state of Massachusetts, we will have only 2 statewide offices that are held by men. Senator Markey and Secretary of State Galvin. That is an amazing, amazing change in a very short period of time. And what's important about that is not just that women are moving into those spots, but that we realize how quickly that can change. I had the pleasure for several years of having 2 other women serve as DAs with me. Well, that's gone now. And come January, for the next 4 years, I will be back to being the only female DA in this state. That's why it's so important for the foundation, for all of you to be here, to be thinking about scholarship programs, because we have to keep having a bench of talented, educated women who can take those spots. We can never take for granted. Think about the history of Massachusetts. It won't be until November 8th that we will have elected a woman to the governor's office. That's a very, very long time. We don't ever want it to be that long again. So it's important that all of you support the foundation, support this scholarship, support people really focusing on knowing their culture, and keep women in these positions of power. So I am really delighted to be here tonight. I look forward to talking to lots of folks as we eat. And thank you both to Esther and to Wilson and the foundation for making this possible. And congratulations. Congratulations. That is a beautiful tiara. So congratulations. Thank you.
Don't let Ken.
Sorry, that was distracted. I'm Mai Cheng. I'm the Vice President of Chinese American Heritage Foundation. Welcome you all. I would like to thank everyone here for your love and support all along. And a special thanks to Middlesex County District Attorney Marian Ryan and her husband, Mr. Michael Foley. Enjoy your dinner and the rest of the evening, and I look forward to seeing you all at all our future events. And our 2022 Miss Chinese Boston, Angela Zhong, will now come to each table to take pictures with all of you. Thank you.